Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories. Elder statesmen from southern Nigeria gather in Lagos agreed to stay together in one united country, also dismissed clamour for secession. The government of France raises hope for Nigeria's oil and gas sector to spend €1 billion in the industry. Trade unionists in the ECOWAS sub-region ask member states to support the campaign for a just tax system. And Chatham House warns of threat to world food security due to unforeseen crisis or climate change. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. The Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has added his voice to the call for national integration and peaceful coexistence among every ethnic group. The Governor told a gathering of leaders and members of the Muslim community in Port Harcourt of the importance of living as one united country.
There is no quick notice to anybody. Do you understand me? All of us will live together. All of us will go to anywhere we want to stay in Nigeria and stay and carry out our businesses. Whether you are from North, you are free to stay here. Whether you are from here, you are free to stay in the North. Who must be our brothers' keepers? Nobody should threaten anybody. No one person owns this country. All of us own this country. So all I seek for is for us to obey simple rules. It's for us to make sure we live in peace. It's for us to make sure we live in harmony. Not to use religion to foment trouble.
The Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, speaking there. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has asked Muslims to keep the lessons of the holy month of Ramadan in order to maintain peace among the people. Governor Bello made this appeal today when he hosted Muslims for the Eid al-Fitr celebration at the Government House, Lokoja. He also calls on Nigerians not to relent in their prayers for President Muhammadu Buhari, who is receiving medical treatment in the United Kingdom.
Continue to be law-abiding. Continue to remain peaceful. Give us information about those that want to cause disharmony in our society. We will apprehend them so that we spend less on security. That amount that we have used in securing all everywhere, we shall use it to empower you. Support government and support yourselves. Every day when you go to worship, please, very important, pray for our President, President Muhammadu Buhari. He is going to come back very soon, and he will come back stronger than he left. And inshallah, he's going to lead all of us to the promised land.
Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello. Let's go over to our Abuja studios where Linda Kiwe is standing by. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Millicent. The nation's oil and gas industry has just received another boost with a commitment to invest €1 billion by the French government. The French ambassador to Nigeria, Denis Gawa, who made the declaration in a meeting with top NNPC officials in Abuja, says Nigeria remains his country's first economic trading partner in Africa. Mr. Gawa commended the federal government for stemming the Niger Delta insecurity situation noting that Total, a French multinational oil and gas company, had significant investment equity in the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited and EGINA project. He, however, expressed concern that some other French companies were having challenges with Nigeria's unclear fiscal policies in the oil and gas sector, revealing that some French investors were currently developing wind and solar energy in Katsina State. NNPC spokesman Udu Gamadu noted that with the significant scale down in pipeline vandalism and insecurity, which has boosted oil production, global investors such as the French government can now invest in renewable energy, gas and power infrastructure development, pipeline construction, storage facility, and the direct sales and purchase of Nigeria crude oil grades. And trade unionists in the ECOWAS region are asking members to strengthen their campaign for a just tax system that will discourage illicit financial flows from Africa. At a meeting with trade unionists in Abuja, the ECOWAS Senior Advisor for Fiscal Program and Taxation urges member states to sharpen their taxation skills and ensure that multinationals pay actual taxes to their host countries. The call is part of a campaign by labor movements in the region to stop tax evasion and illicit financial flows from Africa.
Officials of the Nigerian labor movement and their counterparts in the ECOWAS region are in this hall to discuss the effects of taxation on workers. In his remarks, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress criticizes Nigeria's pay-as-you-earn tax system.
All of us workers are aware that the burden of payment of tax is squarely only on the workers, and they call it pay-as-you-earn. In fact, before you are paid, that tax is already removed, and therefore the rich and the powerful feast on our common wealth. That is the tax we contribute. In other spheres, it's the other way around. The rich subsidize for the poor so that we can have a decent society and we can have social justice. So this is the whole essence of this campaign.
Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Senior Advisor for Fiscal Program and Taxation appeals to ECOWAS member states to firm up their taxation skills so that multinationals operating in the region do not evade tax.
With the influx of multinational companies into West Africa, venturing in different sectors of our economies, and often with aggressive tax planning schemes, it behoves on us to sharpen our skills to combat illicit financial flows and protect the revenue base.
However, the country representative of the American Center for International Labour and Solidarity asks unionists to mobilize and ensure that those who indeed pay taxes get value for money.
We live in a world that is feeling the impact of economic inequality. Workers are paying their fair share of taxes and oftentimes are receiving very little in terms of service delivery. In this climate, trade unions have realized that they must continue to agitate, organize, and mobilize while building broad issue-based alliances.
The Nigerian government has in the last 2 years embarked on several tax reforms with the aim of strengthening the nation's tax system, but these regimes are yet to satisfy unionists as they argue that the current tax system of pay-as-you-earn is inherently unjust for workers.
23 Nigerians have been deported from Spain for allegedly committing various criminal offences. The deportees arrived the country this morning from Spain. The spokesman of the Lagos Airport Police Command, DSP Joseph Alabi, who confirmed their arrival, explains that the deportees, comprising 21 males and 2 females, were brought back in the privileged-style aircraft with registration number ECIZO. According to Alabi, and I quote, 9 of the suspects who were deported for alleged drug-related offences have been handed over to the NDLEA, while 2 others who were deported for alleged criminal offences were also handed over to the police. End of quote. Teachers in Adamawa State are kicking against inclusion in the calls for local government autonomy. Representatives of the Nigerian Union of Teachers from the 21 local government areas of his state took to the streets of Yola, the state capital, and to the government house, asking to be separated from local government administrations currently seeking autonomy. Their complaint, among other things, is that their salaries, allowances and other welfare packages were not considered under the package, a concern the state governor promises to look into.
We want to be placed either under the state government or the federal government. Otherwise, we should be giving back our impact. National Primary Education Commission, where our salaries are deducted directly from the source. At that time, we are not facing problems of promotion. At that time, we are not crying about yearly increment. At that time, we are not talking about salaries not being paid. So we are afraid. The system is shaky, and the future of our children is in danger.
Salary is not an issue. It's your welfare that matters as far as I'm concerned. So we have to see that all the salary has been paid. I've already discussed with the leader. He knows before I travel to the desert. Once federal government is doing what they're supposed to do, we have to, of course, pay your salaries.
Ijaw leaders in Delta State have raised an alarm over possible threats by the Shekiris to attack host communities. According to Chief Godspar Benekama, the spokesperson of Baramatu Kingdom, the land in dispute belongs to the Ijaws, and no other group has the right to claim ownership. The group is therefore seeking the intervention of the federal and state government to protect the territories from any possible attack.
For centuries, the Ijaws and Ishakiris from the Niger Delta region have lived peacefully with each other, both on land and sea. However, the discovery of crude oil in the region in the 1960s opened an era of rivalry between both ethnic groups, with both parties laying claim to ownership of pieces of land, including this one. In the past, clashes over this land have also led to loss of lives and property. There currently exists relative peace owing to the intervention of government and other stakeholders. But there is a fresh source of worry. A warning is coming from a group of youths from Ishakiri communities spread over 12 local government areas and 3 states in the Niger Delta region. They have released a statement called the Degele Declaration. Part of the declaration reads that all resources within the stretch of land and water in the Ishakiri ethnic nation belongs to the Ishakiri people as provided by God for their perpetual survival. We hereby notify all our communities that are host to these oil companies to be on red alert and be ready to defend our territories against the aggressors. By this declaration, we put the federal government of Nigeria on notice on all illegal occupants of our territories. This has awakened Ijaw leaders of Baramatu Kingdom to the threats issued by the Ishakiris to attack Ijaw communities.
We live in the place, we stay in the place, we have always stayed in the place. And then you say you are going to take possession of those places. It means that for you to take possession, you would have to drive away the people that are already there. That is what it means. It is beating the drum of war.
As at the time of this report, all attempts to reach the Ishakiri leaders on the statement released by the youths was abortive. The Delta State Police Command says it is aware of the threats and disagreements between the groups.
At the level of the Security Council, we will address that matter, we will revisit the matter and see how we can, find, a solution to that problem.
Meanwhile, at a meeting with traditional rulers in the South-South region, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa reiterates the importance of sustainable peace in the region.
It's something that impacts very negatively on the finances of the South-South region, and we must find ways to continue to ensure that we have the cooperation and partnership of our people to ensure that we remain peaceful and that we're able through dialogue to settle issues that impact on the communities in the oil producing areas.
Going forward, observers agree that dialogue still remains the way forward for both ethnic groups, whom they say must come together and sustain the peace that currently exists.
When the news at 10 returns, an economist at the Lagos Business School speaks on how best the state and federal government can collaborate in improving road infrastructure in Nigeria. That's some business news. Join us again.